concrete, industrial steel, specialty project, and MVP, which can be awarded to a crew or an individual. All submissions are judged by our editorial advisory group in 2 rounds, removing any mention of the company's names. This enables us to be as objective as possible in scoring each project and crew for safety, success, and process. The judges could award additional points for going above and beyond in the submission, such as explaining ingenuities, overcoming challenges, and offering cost savings. And without further ado, let's get to the awards. Commercial concrete is the first category for 2018. This includes any project where concrete substrates were coated in a commercial setting, such as a store floor or an exterior wall. Third place for the commercial concrete category goes to Decorative Concrete of Virginia for the project titled Ballast Point Daleville. Challenges on this project, which used coatings from General Polymers and National Polymers, included a tight timeline. The submission detailed that so many other trades were working over and around us for most of the project. 2 glass walls along the outside of the restaurant weren't fully installed, so it was challenging to complete the project during the spring thunderstorm season. Rapidly changing temperatures and humidity would cause the floor to sweat daily, so the installation of sealers could only be completed during the cooler part of the afternoon and night. We will be accepting the award for 3rd place for commercial concrete on behalf of Decorative Concrete in Virginia. 2nd place for the commercial concrete category goes to MSC Floors for the project titled Quartz Floors, Walls, and Ceilings, which use tenant coating products. According to the submission, one of the biggest difficulties was broadcasting a 25-foot wall in the stairwell with quartz. A scaffold had to be erected for each coat. Rolling out material between the poles and the scaffolding proved extremely difficult, as well as working time of the polyaspartic is under 15 minutes. There were several showers that had to be coated: floor, containment area, walls, and ceilings. We had to create the containment area with concrete cement and apply a full broadcast of flake on a ceiling. Obviously, gravity was working against us, but it turned out great. One of the judges pointed out that this was an amazing project with numerous challenges. Results looked fantastic. Accepting the 2nd place award for commercial concrete from MSC Floors is Ryan Tilley. First place for the commercial concrete category for 2018 goes to Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing for the project titled Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. The project submission detailed safety strategies on the project. This was a large project that involved multiple trades, and Chamberlain had to be proactive to make sure they were working in safe areas. Roof installation, concrete pours, masonry laying, and more were going on simultaneously within Chamberlain's scope. Chamberlain's site supervisor coordinated with the general contractor's superintendent to plan their schedule day to day so they would not end up working underneath any other trades installing above them. The coatings used on this project were for Tremco and BASF. Accepting the 1st place award for commercial concrete is Fred Goodwin of BASF on behalf of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. The next category is commercial roof. This category includes any project covering rooftops with high-performance coatings. Projects could include metal or concrete roofs on an office building or mall, for example. 3rd place for the commercial roof category goes to ACS Commercial Roofing for the project titled Commonwealth Assisted Living at Abingdon. The submission gives detailed information in the project overview. Commonwealth Assisted Living at Abingdon is a rehabilitation center that services patients throughout Southwest Virginia. The building has wood joists and an R-panel metal roof that was leaking throughout. Engineers confirmed that recovering the roof with a single-ply membrane or metal would not be an option due to weight. Removing an existing metal and replacing the new one was not ideal because of the risks and interruptions to their operations. They had been searching for an option for 2 years when we were introduced by a general contractor they had worked with out of Bristol following a lunch and learn. The ACS presentation highlighted the benefits of GE Endura's silicone roof system, and a light bulb went off for one of their project managers. Accepting the third place award for the commercial roof category are Bob Converse and Mike Holt of GE Silicones on behalf of ACS Commercial Roofing. Second place for the commercial roof category goes to Foam Tight Roofing and Insulation, BN Contracting, for the project titled PCE&G LEED Platinum Certified Green Roof. As detailed in the submission, a safety plan was submitted before work began, and the polyurea and spray polyurethane foam, or SPF, components by Oak Ridge had their own containment and storage arrangements in place. On-site safety, a major concern for the client, was strictly enforced at all times. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, included safety shoes, respirators, gloves, and eyewear. Accepting the second place award for the commercial roof category is Stan Betts of Foam Tight Roofing and Insulation, BN Contracting. First place for the commercial roof category goes to Roof Care for the project titled Santa Fe Community College Commons Area Renovation. Hydrostop products from GAF were used on this project, and savings were described in detail on the submission. There was a significant savings of both time and money for the college. Because we saved the existing roof and installed the fluid-applied system over it, Santa Fe Community College Commons, or SFCC, didn't have to pay to have it torn off and replaced. Sustainable fluid-applied options also saved production time for the same reason. In addition, the system offers renewable warranties. After the initial warranty is up, this roof simply needs to be cleaned, and another 2 or more finish coats can be installed at a low cost to provide another full system warranty term. When looking at long-term costing, by renovating this roof now, SFCC will see significant savings over the next 20 years. Accepting the first place award for the commercial roof category is Jonathan Small of Roof Care. For the industrial concrete category, these projects are covered by coatings that protect the concrete substrate from aggressive substances such as wastewater, oils, and chemicals. Third place for the industrial concrete category goes to Surface Technology for the project titled Valacor. Challenges included unheated spaces, which required the system to be modified to include a fast cure epoxy hardener due to low temperatures. The project was completed in phases to meet the customer's requirements, where phase 1 was to prep the very rough concrete and install epoxy mortar, and phase 2 was to grind and then apply the grout and finish coats, including the urethane cement from General Polymers. We will accept third place award for the industrial concrete category on behalf of Surface Technology. Second place for the industrial concrete category goes to Life Deck Coating Installations for the project titled Cutwater Spirits. As for the process overview, the submission explains that the customer wanted the back production room coating seamless and up the walls. We installed Tempercrete on the floor and cove, but needed to apply the top coat over it and then go vertical. We had never taken the Westcoat SC67 vertical and successfully coated the Tempercrete, cove, and walls in the back production room. We will accept the second place award for the industrial concrete category on behalf of Life Deck Coating Installations. And first place for the industrial concrete category goes to O.T. Nyhoff & Sons for the project titled MedStar Health, Washington Hospital Center. For that 155-day-long project, which used Duraflex products, a few challenges were highlighted in the submission. A strict timeline was established for each phase. With other contractors removing the existing floors, OTN had to be prepared for varying substrate conditions. To meet the schedule demands created by a busy center, OTN crews worked weekends and night shifts, Monday through Wednesday. The typical night shift was from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. at the latest to allow cure time so that the floor could withstand foot and cart traffic at 6 a.m. In order for this to happen, it was imperative that the grout coat was completed and cured so that the decorative flake was locked in place. Accepting the first place award for the industrial concrete category is Raymond Frater of O.T. Nyhoff & Sons. As with the industrial concrete category, the industrial steel category again covers products that need to be protected from aggressive materials. But this time the protected substrate, as you can guess, is steel. Projects that may fit within this category include steel tanks, bridges, and ship hulls. Third place for the industrial steel category goes to Deco Coatings for the project titled Water Filtration Plants. The submission explained the project's challenges, which included tight angles and inaccessible areas, requiring special tools such as angular banana nozzle. Overcoming these challenges was noticed by our judges, one of whom remarked, the complexity of the structure with which they dealt, the ins, outs, angles, welds, etc., contributed to their challenge in completing the project on time and on budget. The coatings used on this project were from Tnemec. And accepting the third place award for the industrial steel category is Janet Smith of Deco Coatings. Second place for the industrial steel category goes to Coatings Unlimited for the project titled Miami Dolphins Hard Rock Stadium Roof Project. According to the submission, the 30 highly trained men and women of Coatings Unlimited worked tirelessly for 10 months, 6 days per week, and sometimes 12 hours per day to help get the stadium ready for opening day, all while braving the South Florida heat, humidity, pop-up thunderstorms, and the occasional hurricane, in this case, Hurricane Matthew. Several thousand gallons of epoxy and polysiloxane were used to protect the canopy support structure from the coastal environment. One of the judges called this an amazing project, a winner on every level. The coatings used on this project were from PPG. The Hard Rock Stadium will be the site of the 2020 Super Bowl, and our judges have chosen it for the second place for the industrial steel category. Accepting the award for Coatings Unlimited is Steve Phillip Jr. First place for the industrial steel category goes to Howell & Howell Contractors, Inc. for the project titled Brown Foreman Whiskey Bottle Tank. Challenges included heights, lead, and winds on this project, which used coatings from Rust-Oleum. According to the submission, the tank was 125 feet tall and was located atop a 125-foot tall building. This placed the top of the tank at 250 feet above the ground elevation. High wind conditions created tears in the containment, which needed constant repair. A tunnel was erected on the roof to move the spent abrasive from the containment area to trash chutes attached to either side of the building. The spent abrasive was then dumped into the trash chutes into a sealed dumpster located at ground level. Negative air was pulled on the tunnel, trash chutes, and the industrial steel category is Mike. The final project-based category for the Contractor Awards program is Specialty Project. These are any projects that don't fit within the parameters of the previous 5 categories. Again, those were commercial concrete, commercial roof, industrial concrete, and industrial steel. Second place for the Specialty Project category goes to Capital Painting and Decorating for the project titled Ulysses S. Grant National Historic Site, Whitehaven. The crew used coatings from Sherwin-Williams, and they overcame challenges, including loud Civil War-era rifles, tourists exploring the home, and keeping wildlife off the fresh paint. One of our judges said, "I give them credit for knowing the history and background and taking steps to represent history accurately." Accepting the second place award for the specialty project category is Scott Miller of Capital Painting and Decorating. First place for the specialty project category goes to Wedge Roofing for the project titled Realm Cellars Winery. The crew had a lot to accomplish, and they used several coatings to do so, including materials from Fireproof Technology, GE Silicones, International Everest Systems, and Sherwin-Williams. According to the submission, Wedge had accomplished many tasks: the rescue of a botched install from a previous contractor, chemical analysis to allow for a unique install strategy, the protection of on-site personnel and production infrastructure, and most important of all, the SPF application itself. It also turned out that Wedge Roofing's improved strategy was not only timely for the client, but also economically beneficial. As the previous installer had been paid in full, the inability to utilize the foam they had already installed would have meant a much costlier project. Because Wedge Roofing thought outside the box and utilized the expertise of others within our industry, they saved the client tens of thousands of dollars of removal and reinstallation costs. More importantly, this approach allowed the harvest to continue uninterrupted during the most critical time in a winery's fiscal calendar. Accepting the first place award for the specialty project category is Gary Harvey of Wedge Roofing. The final award is our Contractor Crew MVP. There can only be one most valuable player who has contributed to the success of the team and company, and we have one exemplary individual to award for this category. Out of 13 applicants, the 2018 MVP award goes to Nasa Nordstrom, Product Manager at Venture Construction Group of Florida. As one of the judges said, she is a leader in her company and the industry. When working with customers or her team, she distinguishes herself. NASA contributes to the safety of her fellow employees as well as to the industry. Her commitment to sharing her knowledge and skills through numerous volunteer activities also deserves special recognition. NASA earned this award for her customer service, dedication to safety, and leadership efforts showcased in the submission. Our crews and staff really like working with NASA. She's consistent, organized, intelligent, and friendly with a bright energy that really creates synergy and teamwork. NASA has an excellent communications management style to get things done efficiently and exceeds expectations every time. NASA unfortunately couldn't join us in the presentation today, so we will be accepting the MVP award on her behalf. We'd like to thank our editorial advisory group for their assistance in choosing all of the winners. We'd love to award your deserving company during next year's awards presentation in Nashville. So please check back on the CoatingsPro website for information on how to enter the 2019 awards. Thank you for joining us in this year's celebration. And with that, let's give one more round of applause for all of the winners for CoatingsPro's 2018 Contractor Awards. If we can have all of the winners come to the front, we'd like to take a group shot, please. And afterwards, we'll be gathering at our booth. I think it's 1923. We've got a cake and some coffee and tea. Please join us in the celebration.